Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizicle, where we do everything card making. Today we'll be doing our last Valentine's Day card just because I have a release coming out on Friday, so I didn't want to do a birthday release with, you know, a Valentine's Day card in mixed in as well. So I will be releasing prints that coordinate with my birthday balloon stamps and dies. And that's super fun. I have like 3 of the 6 prints done already. I just need to work on the rest, which I'll do this week, obviously before launch. But yeah, so before we get started into the card, I just wanted to give you a little bit of bonus here. I got some washi tape at Dollarama. It's just a dollar store here in Canada. And there's 24 rolls, 3 meters each, and there's just like a mixture of different prints and stuff. And there was this pack and another pack. The other one had more like reds and pinks in it, and I didn't like that one as much, so I picked this one up. It's kind of like dusty roses, a little bit of green, black, purple, and blue. And then there's like this random one here, but this was the better pack. I think I might re-look at the other one next time I go, but I thought it was a good idea just for like decorating journals and planners and whatnot. I'm going to be doing a reading journal soon. I bought a 2-pack of dot journals, and I have one set up for video planning and stuff like that for this channel, and then I have a second book that I'm going to be using and kind of just like writing thoughts on books. Right now I'm rereading Crooked Kingdom, which is the second part of a duology. Six of Crows is the first one. It's kind of like a heist type story, which I love. If you've seen the show Shadow and Bone on Netflix, the characters from that are also in these books. They're from those books, some of them, and I wish they would do more because they're like some of my favorite books. So I will like just print out like a little cover, stick it in there, give it a star rating, and then write some notes on it is my plan. Just my thoughts and whatnot. So I'm going to start with the last 2 books that I read last year, and then start with the ones that I'm reading this year. But anyway, maybe I'll flip through that at some point quickly on this channel, but if people are interested in that. And then I also wanted to go through some old cards because I wanted to know what I should do with these, and maybe you guys can help. I think I'm probably just going to end up recycling them, which is unfortunate, but I've noticed that the double-sided tape that I used to use, which is just like cheap tape that I would either order from Amazon or Wish at the time. These ones have my old logo on them, so they're very old. I haven't used that one in quite a while. I would have to bring up photos to see when I actually made these, but they're probably at least 5 years old. Just been sitting in my stash, and you can see on some of these, like, just like the lines that the tape leaves, it kind of like soaks into the paper and leaves like dirty lines almost, like the oil gets into it. I don't know if that happens with all double-sided tapes or not, but I'm assuming these again are cheaper ones that I've used in the past, but you can see like these lines through the card. So I think and then this one on the pattern paper. This pattern paper is from Michael's. It was a 180 sheet pack, like the big thick ones. I used to cut these up for card envelopes all the time because it was like a good deal, $30 for like 200 card envelopes basically, which isn't too bad. And they're all different prints and stuff. So this one was part of that pack, but you could see where the tape has kind of like bled in through here and the oil has stained the paper. So again, I'm probably just going to recycle these. I could probably try to salvage some of the elements, but I don't know. It's just too much work. It would just be easier for me to color it. This is like a pixel one I did a long time ago. Again, that double-sided tape oil has kind of bled through and left an outline. And then some of even the glue that I used on this, I don't even remember what I used on this, but it looks like it's bleeding through, especially on the white here. This one, same thing. I guess I used to do 3 strips across the card to tape the bases down. This one, oh, yep, see, this one, double-sided tape dries out. I have, again, had this card for years. This, you can see where, like, the the adhesive like soaks into the paper and leaves stains, and then they dry out and flake off after years. This one's also coming through here on the foam tape that was used. And this one will get recycled as well, but this one I did it based on a Laura Fedora video, I think. This one, I think it's more so marker bleeding, because I know alcohol markers are not archival, so they will also change color over time. Generally they fade, sometimes they bleed out a little bit more, and I've noticed that a lot of yellows leach color, so there's actually a yellow haze around these reds. I know it's not red, but there's some kind of yellow in that red. I think that's the only color that I've seen leach out over time is the yellow, or maybe light greens. And then this one's okay. I think it's not terrible. You can somewhat see the lines, but you really have to look for them here. This one is just because the glossy accents makes this look so dirty, and I don't like it. I never have loved this card. It's cute concept, but I think I could do this one a bit better. I do still have the stamp set. It was exclusive Doodlebugs Simon collab they did a long time ago, and I think it's called So Punny or something like that. So maybe I can rework this one into a new thing. This one's just a one I designed for a paper pack that I had, or not a paper pack, a digital stamp set that I had with that was inspired by Legend of Zelda. And again, yeah, these will probably, again, just all get recycled. So this is what happens to cards over time. I don't know if anybody keeps them this long. I know my family keeps the cards that I make, so they have a whole shoe box or those photo box type things. They keep their cards in those, and sometimes I'll go through them and just re-glue panels on for them. Because again, things do dry out over time. I don't even know, this is going in the garbage anyway, but no, yeah, that was glued, so that would have been fine, but again, it's stained here in the background. So yeah, unfortunately these are now out of my stash, so I need to replace them with new Valentine's and or anniversary cards. I kind of do them as a 2-for-1. You're celebrating the same kind of thing, so you're both occasions of celebrating your love or your anniversary or whatever, right? So it's just those two go in the same category for me. And I have a market coming up in May that I'm attending, so I might need to replace some of these. So anyway, if you're ever curious about how your cards look after years, because we give cards away, you don't always expect people to keep them, but I know quite a bit of people that get my cards do. So don't be worried if over time they do start to fall apart. You could just glue them back together, or keep the pieces together in a Ziploc bag if you don't want to glue it back together. But it does happen. They're not meant to live forever. They're just cards, but again, I know a lot of people keep them for sentimental reasons and whatever notes you put in there. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys what happens to cards over time, and those will just all go in the recycling bin. Anyway, let's get to this card, because this is going to be a new card and I am giving it away this year. So so ignore all these hearts. They've just been sitting in here since I did my video 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks, or was it last week? It was last week. No, it was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, with the heart background cut files that I came up with. But we are going to be using this day, I think it's day 4. It is, yes, day 4 from Spellbinder's 13 Days of Craftoween. I hope they do this again this year, because this was super fun. Most of the dies were great. It came with a coordinating set of stamps and some sequins. And I think there was only 2 or 3 that I didn't love out of the 13. So again, it was a great value. I think it was $50 for 13 dies and a stamp set. So it was a great value. Again, even if I only kept 10, which I think I kept 11, and that, again, it's a great deal, and I hope they do it for Halloween. I hope they do it for Christmas too. I know they do the advent calendar, but the advent calendar is more random, not Christmas related things, and I want a specific Christmas related one because I love Christmas. So anything Christmas or Halloween I will buy. Not everything, but And then for the background dies, of course, I'm using my Honeybee A2 deckled edge frame. I use this 3rd size in, and then I just use the nested dies, the biggest one, and I cut out my pattern paper that I introduced a few weeks ago with the little Swiss hearts, and then we're just going to glue that onto a card base in the correct direction. I'll make sure I do that. So I'm going to do a full front, and then we're going to place this on top. Probably popped up with some foam tape. I did a little cute pink ghost, and these nails are getting in my way. So yeah, I did the pink ghost. I cut this black so we can just insert some behind for eyes. I might change that to a different color, and maybe. I cut out the kitty cat, which is not pictured here, which is kind of weird. It was just like a random like bonus die. I think they maybe added it last minute and forgot to add it in the images because they added everything else for the set but the cat. So this cat is going to be reaching up for the pizza, which we will assemble. So there's the crust, the pepperonis, and then the cheese go on top to cover most of that. It just leaves a space for the pepperoni and a bit of sauce maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so I will move over to voiceover while I assemble this card. We're not going to be doing too much today because I have already die cut everything, and the only thing we need to stamp is the sentiment. And again, I might do it in black just to help bring out the black that's used here, but we'll see. So anyway, I'll move over to voiceover because I've done a long enough introduction. This card will be quick and simple to put together though, so yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so voiceover Liz here. I absolutely love how this card turned out. It's so cute, and I think the background looks a little bit diner-esque with the 2 pink hearts. If you don't like look closely and see that they're hearts, it almost looks like a checkered kind of pattern. And it's very reminding me of like diner in a sense, which kind of goes with the pizza theme of the card, so that's kind of fun. Little happy accident. It didn't take long to put this card together at all. I think it took me maybe 20 minutes because I did all my die cutting up front. Maybe total time, this probably took like half an hour, which is about the average for most of my cards, is about half an hour to an hour depending on the techniques and prep work that I'm doing. But yeah, so I'm just, putting together my background as usual. I like to put that together first just to get it out of the way. Sometimes I regret doing this up front though, because like maybe I would have added, a little bit of a halo like vignette around the white panel or something just to like help it pop a little bit more. But I think because the photo paper that I use isn't like a bright white, it's kind of more of a toned down bluey white, that it does just like pop on its own, because the cardstock that I use for the white is the Hammer Mill 110 pound cardstock that is 100% bright white, so that works there. For the ghost, I just again did it in a light pink and then a slightly darker pink for the shadows, and then I just cut a scrap of black from my stash of like scraps for behind the eyes. Some of the dies that came out in this kit had like little circles that Spellbinders likes to include for doing behind eyes and mouths and whatnot on their other die sets. So there was a few die sets that had that. This one did not, but it's quick and simple enough just to glue a scrap on the back. I did the same with the cat. The cat one I did off screen, but I glued the same color as like the cheese on the pizza, which is like a dark orangey yellow, and I used that to back the eyes of the cat. And then I just cut another layer of the cat to kind of sandwich it in between and to make it a little bit thicker because it is a little bit more of a skinnier, more delicate die cut. And then I just kind of put the sentiment here at the bottom, and then I'm gonna space it out so that the ghost and then the cat are like together, and the cat's just trying to get to like the drippy cheese at the back of the pizza. And then I am going to grab 2 of those smaller hearts from the A2 frame. So I'll link that cut file down below if you want to just cut out a bunch of hearts in smaller sizes. I think I did them about 3/8 of an inch or a quarter. I don't even know how big these hearts are. These hearts are half an inch, sorry. Half an inch wide and almost half an inch in height. So they're good for filling up a little space. So I just added 2 in the top corner there. And then I'm just going to add some glossy accents just for a little bit of pizzazz on the card. So I added it to both the hearts, the pepperonis on the pizza, and then I added it to the ghost eyes and then the cat eyes after. And that's pretty much our card for today, guys. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here, and we'll be back again Friday for another release. So stay tuned for that. So until next time, thanks guys, bye.